Okay, so like I said, it's been 9 o'clock and I've had 5, I counted them, interactions, whether it was by email or a text message or 2 actual conversations where people are just not themselves, not feeling particularly hopeful or healthy. Even though they might physically be healthy, there's this real sense of it's the holidays, I should feel better than this. Things should be better than this. And I have to remind everybody, first of all, that's a natural reaction to holiday seasons, even for the most optimistic of us, especially those of us that are over 40, because you start getting sentimental. But, there's just this real pattern that is, human beings, humanity is a creature of habit. And for the past over 2 years now, we have been conditioned to fear. We have been conditioned to not be hopeful, conditioned to always expect something unexpected and bad to happen. And the media has fed that, the virus has fed that, all those things have fed that. And it's hard to break out of habits. As we know, scientifically, neurologically, it takes 21 days of focus and activity to break those habits. And so I today came up with a little plan for myself and the kids to take the next 21 days and keep track of all of the positives that we have, and like really try to be positive and try not to fear tomorrow, because these little 10-year-old and 6-year-olds that I've been graced to care for, they're already conditioned to say, maybe football will come back next season, but probably not because of the world we live in. And to take away hope from a 10-year-old like that, I think is the crime of this century and this pandemic. So I want to open that up because I am putting a lot of time into Global Muscadine Global, my family, my team here, and in IQMK. And it is not because I'm getting a big check right away, right? And trust me, I can be getting big checks other places much faster. But I'm doing this because I believe that persistence and dedication, I'm getting money that's, survival money, and that's good. But I want this company because I want to have enough resources to do the good things that I want to do for people, and to support causes, and to travel to places, and to have this message. And I'm hoping that those of you who are on the phone have this message too. And that is, it's a message of hope as health, and health is hope. And you can't be healthy if you don't watch your nutrition, your supplementation, your movement, and your mental health. And mental health. And I want to change it to mental hope. Because when you're hopeful, when you are absolutely convinced that things, and yourself included, can be better today than they were yesterday, and better tomorrow than they are today, you will have a type of health and wealth that you've never experienced, even in the midst of true desolation.
Amen.
That's my faith, and that's why I'm doing this. And wait a second, we have 5 people on. Okay, good. Sabrina, you're on as well. And so I just wanted to open up with that. So when I sit down with people, I don't sit down with people because they call me or they text me and they say, I want to make a lot of money in a business. What do you got? I don't have the time for that. I have time for people who say, I want a new lifestyle. I want to feel better about what I do. I want to help people. I want to make money. And I want to sell something that I believe in. And so this today is a quick review of why you should believe in MusNatural. And we're going to skip over a lot of slides. I know I sent it to you. And the very first thing I really counsel all of my new team members in is go ahead and print it out and put it together. Like I said earlier, Yes, you can print it out and then take it to Office Depot and have them laminate it. And then they put a little metal circle in it and you have it. And the first reason to do that is to truly learn, because knowledge is power. IQMK, the very last K stands for knowledge. Without knowledge, you won't be wealthy. Without knowledge, you won't be healthy. And certainly I maintain without knowledge, you just won't have anything. So take it, study it, put it around the house. If you're living with people, your husband, your wife, they'll look at it and say, what is this? And I say, just look at one diagram, just look at one thing. So I'm going to put it up on the screen now, and we're going to run through it. And any questions, I'm open to here, but I'm also open to having, secondary meetings about the product. I'm going to emphasize here on Facebook, I maintain religiously a page called Muscadine Global. So it's Facebook, Muscadine Global. And every day, or at least every other day, I put research up, easy research, and you can actually search Muscadine Global. So if you have a friend with diabetes, if you meet somebody who has sciatica, which I just did at the bagel place, you just go in there, you Google sciatica, and anything that I've published on sciatica will come up. You copy the link and you send it to a person. At our meeting in January, you will get a USB hard drive that will have all of the chronic diseases and health elements that are researched with grapeseed and or muscadine in particular. You'll have that on a USB that you can download into a folder. And so that will be great. So you won't even have to go online for it. But I really think we all need to become true experts on antioxidants, not just grapeseed and muscadine, but on antioxidants. Antioxidants are the reason why the United States government says, eat 8 fruits and vegetables a day. They're thinking of changing that to 12 because so many of our fruits and vegetables have no nutritional value. The reason why they're telling you to eat fruits and vegetables is one main reason. They contain most of the antioxidants and fiber we need for human health. Nothing else does. Not meat, not dairy, not it. That stuff is usually protein-based, and we need that for energy, muscle growth, and aging. But for all the systems that deteriorate with age, we need fruits and vegetables because they're full of antioxidants and fiber. What you need to know, and this sounds like too good to be true, but muscadine grape seed and skins, like you can go online and just see the grape seed, or we add that skin, which is a beautiful, intense source of anti-inflammatories because and antioxidants because it protects. They don't need they don't need pesticides. There's not anything except big old mammals that can get through the skin of a muscadine. And that richness of protection is what protects our cells. So back to the essence of what antioxidants do. You hear antioxidants everywhere in shampoo, in skincare products, in cancer therapies. It's very immune system therapies. Antioxidants protect the human cell, the basis of our life and health, from deterioration, and deterioration causes disease. So I published online that research that I found yesterday that keeps coming across the news wire, and that is the research is pretty crazy that grapeseed components, and I'm sure Alba remembers it begins with an S, the polyphenol, what the name is, actually lengthens the mitochondria, actually heals the cell so that it's kind of like turn back time and protect you from disease. So the reason why you guys love MusNatural and are experiencing better energy, reversals of disease, like for myself with type 2 diabetes, or inflammation in my back that prevented a spinal laminectomy, is because the antioxidants heal our cells, take down inflammation, and improve our blood flow. And that antioxidant is in every fruit and vegetable that you eat, guys. But why we're promoting MusNatural is because it has more than any of those things. You'll see the diagram in just a second. It has significantly more. I think it's like 80 times more than the blueberry, which when I had cancer, I literally was eating 4 pints of those things a day. And that still wasn't getting me to what 6 of my muscadine do for me every day. So MusNatural is a security blanket, is an insurance policy that your body is getting enough antioxidants to thrive, not just survive and live, but to thrive. You can't OD. I get calls every single day. Oh my gosh, how much can I take? Because I think I feel something, but maybe if I take some more, I say, look, give it time. I say, give it at least 3 weeks. 3 weeks seems to be the magic number in research, but give it 3 weeks. And if we need to up your dose in 3 weeks, we will. It took 6 months for my knee pain to resolve, and it's resolved. I can't believe it. I had a dog potty accident in the house that was under the table. So I had to bend down, get down to clean. And I knew it was, in my body, the memory of my body is, oh, this is going to hurt. Make sure you have a chair to get up. Oh my God, guys, on my dog's life, I got down, no pain, but pop, 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 because the bones are still hitting like they always did. There's just not inflammation there. And I was just happy that I didn't have sharp pains. Now, every once in a while, when the weather changes, I get it back. So, but it took 6 months to alleviate the bulk of that pain. This is time. This is eating well takes time, especially those of us who are older, right? The kids get resolution with muscadine liquid within hours for their sore throats, but their body's cleaner than mine, right? Takes me a little longer. All right, so I gave the bulk of this presentation right there, but I'm going to put it up on the screen and you're going to see the mess of my life here. Because it is very, very messy on I have not had time to clean up my, there we go. I don't think you see it yet. Hold on. Back to the Zoom. Okay, why isn't it coming up?
Who we talking about? Oh, okay.
Okay, why isn't it coming up? Share screen.
Sorry, I thought I muted myself. Sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay. Share screen. And no, oh man, I had this working like a breeze this morning. All right, so let me do it this way. Let me go to Finder, and there's the MusNatural presentation. Can you guys see that? Can you see the mess of my screen yet?
Mm-mm.
No?
Well, I don't see anything. Nothing is being shared.
Yeah, well, why not? Here, let's do it this way. Now, can you see it?
It's low.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Okay, beautiful. All right, so this is what you get when I sent this to you, and this is what you can print out, right? And you can print out, and then whether you want somehow protect it so that you have it, so that it's kind of a study tool. Very, very quickly, it is IQMK, we know, but I'll repeat, stands for integrity and quality, mindset and knowledge. I think I covered all of that in my intro, long intro to this. We like to,
I'm sorry, what was the M?
the M is mindset.
Mindset, thank you.
Yeah, to kind of break the conditioning that we have to view, health is only possible through pharmacology, right?
Yes, I agree, 100%.
It was so crazy. Yesterday, I had a very long conversation with a man in his late 60s who doesn't smoke weed, who doesn't do any of that stuff, but he's the largest private label manufacturer of CBD and Delta-8 in the country. And I thought, he just made these oils and unguents and, pain creams. And he said, no, he as the CEO of this huge multi-million-dollar manufacturing group, he spends most of his time with the University of Miami, with Jackson Memorial, with Baptist Health, doing real trials on the power of cannabis as a medicine. And he said, you know, if cannabis was just pulverized and put into capsules and people wrote scripts on it, it would be the most popular prescription drug
Absolutely.
in the United States. It really has efficacy trials for pain management, efficacy trials for actually for antioxidant and cancer remediation. He was like a genius. I'm trying to get him to come to Orlando. And it made me really realize that if it's an herb or if it's a plant, it's been demonized by the healthcare
Mhm.
system.
Absolutely.
Right? Because it can't be manufactured in a way, and not in just in our, because a lot of our drugs are not artificial. A lot of our drugs are drawn from actual plants. We don't know which ones they are, but they're also then synthesized, right? We don't want to use real things. We want to fake it and synthesize it so that it's more predictable, they think. So I was absolutely blown away by the power of cannabis.
Mhm.
Because, you know, I'm not anti anything. And, you know, I did my share of that stuff growing up and being
Hello.
open-minded. And many of my friends are medical marijuana users for very real reasons. I used it for a long time for my back pain in an oil form, but I don't need to now because of MusNatural. But what if you had both? You
Mhm.
know, what if you could? So yesterday I was just amazed because plants have been demonized. And
Mhm.
I think if we take a look at history, you know, I don't know how many of you believe in biblical times, but people lived well over 100. And people, and I need for you guys to know and hear this, people live well over 100 in many parts of the world, including like the poor islands of Haiti and Jamaica. You go into the back countries of Cuba, people are well into their 90s and hundreds. We don't hear about that because in the US, we die by 85.
Mm.
And why is that? Because we don't value nature. We don't
Mm.
value healthy eating. We don't value the power of something as simple as a grape seed and skin, like they do in the Mediterranean. And most of the longevity hotspots in the world are wine drinkers, grape eaters, or berry. Berry, what rhymes with berry? I don't know. But
Pickers.
pickers, berry pickers. But it's amazing because there's medicinal use and nutritional value of grapes and berries that have been heralded for thousands of years. The Greeks, the Romans, the Egyptians, they relied in this case on the grapes. Skin and eye diseases. They used it after surgeries. You know, the Egyptians, there's not much difference between what we do for breast cancer and what the Egyptians did. The Egyptians cut off the breasts when there were too many tumors and the person was kind of dying. They cauterized the breast areas. They laid grapes and grape leaves, and this is all documented, to heal that area. And then they told the person to like drink wine and antioxidants and herbs.
Yeah.
It's amazing, right? It's amazing. So we need to look at history because unripe grapes, grape leaves, dried grapes, they healed everything from cancer, which was often called consumption, constipation, you know, so it's really important for us not to forget cancer, not to forget research, history, and to really focus on what we can learn because I respect science. Right? My approach to healing from a diagnosis that gave me 6 months or less to live was both, right? Science and nature. And especially those scientists and physicians who embraced nature. Those were my gifts, and those were gifts from God. Those people, that science, the surgery that I had, radiation that I had, the blood transfusion, that's all science, man. And I'm never going to deny that. But all the other, what I would call holistic or natural complementary things that I did, from wheatgrass to coffee, to antioxidants, to IV nutrition, which was basically antioxidant supplementation with glutathione. Those what are believed that have kept me on this earth as vibrant and as useful as I feel today for 12 years. So 11 and a half. That is a gift. Research though matters. I would never tell somebody to just go off and do this without really looking at data. That's why my dear friend Alba has been so important to my continued commitment to muscadine. These are the areas that you can, with any day of the week, talk to your doctor about. And if he poo-poos on this, you just go ahead and you pull out thousands of pages where muscadine has blood circulation benefits, especially a fancy term for cardiologists, chronic venous insufficiency, which means your veins aren't pumping blood back into your organs, so they're failing. Muscadine, MusNatural, grapeseed extract has shown, especially in its form resveratrol, that this is solved. Swelling due to injuries and wounds, high blood pressure within a month, 80% of it's a compendium of a bunch of research. I've published this on our page, shows that in about 5,000 people, 80% of them received a 10-point decrease in blood pressure within a month. That's powerful in and of itself. That's amazing. High cholesterol, arthritis pain, you know, I'm a walking billboard, but everyone can read the research. Diabetes related vision failure, and that's connected to the venous insufficiency, right? Because it goes back into your eyes better when you have enough antioxidants in your system. Cancer prevention and treatment, guys, Google it. It's crazy. We lose so many, primarily it's racially sensitive African-American women to breast cancer because we haven't figured out how to deal with a certain type of tumor. It's HERS. But there's huge research and it's out of the NIH. It's academic medical center that grapeseed extract supplementation actually remediates those cells. It's the only thing we know of right now. That just made me cry. You know, how do I get that news out to Black women with cancer? You know, and it's a supplement to what people are doing, but it's a very effective complement to what you're doing. There's research, 5-year research study, human research study on muscadine and the control of hormone-based cancers. So those are everything from, I didn't know this, but brain cancer is somehow also hormone related, but brain cancer, leukemia, prostate, breast, ovarian, really amazing outcomes that it should be added to all of those cancer treatments. Memory and mood stability. This is what I think so many people really stay involved and on grapeseed. I've had people that have said, I didn't really see anything. And then they call me back probably 2 months. And they said, you know, in retrospect, I felt better. I said, well, what did you mean you felt better? I just felt like I had more energy, or I just felt more positive. And I think I need it back. It was kind of like an antidepressant for me. I want to try that before I go to the doctor. I was like amazed. That happened twice, not the same story, but similar stories. And, you know, I think it helps when you're nourished, when you're well nourished, when your brain has enough blood, when your body is healing its cells every day. Of course, you're going to be better mood. You're going to have more stability. And then this is one of the things that is also really proven over and over again, how muscadine, grapeseed, antioxidants prevent the aging of skin, hair, and joints. Grapeseed, the antioxidants in grapeseed are far more powerful than vitamin E, vitamin C. So you see all these skincare products that have vitamin C in there, right? And that's an antioxidant that gets rid of your wrinkles. Well, just taking MusNatural will do the same thing because it works from the inside out and builds collagen in the cells that are failing and causing wrinkled skin. And by the way, we are very slowly but surely planning for a launch of a skin serum that will be truly amazing. And it takes time to do that. We're looking at lots of anti-skin serums. Hair is so important. Alba will tell you we are very, very close to launching a product for hair growth, vitality, volume, shine, sexiness, all that you want. But I will tell you, as a woman who was balding, who had no curl left in her hair, this is nothing. I didn't curl it. I didn't even dry it. It's all back. Now, this took at least 7-8 months to like look in the mirror and say, oh my God, that's not my hair. That's my hair a long time ago. Now, you're not going to get hair that you never had. I always try to tell that to Alba. It was like, my hair is not growing thick. Has it ever been thick, Dr. Alba? No, this is not a miracle. All antioxidants do is improve, it de-ages your cells. So what's happening in my own hair, and this is now 2 months since color, I have just a little bit of gray frosting when I used to have to use like sticks. I mean, I don't know why, but I thought, I didn't have a lot of gray up here. So I thought I would just try to hide it. Now I feel fine in 2 months of hair growth. So
And
how it works,
and
somebody
Tanya,
asked-
I have a cousin who sent me a picture. She's just been using the muscadine for about maybe 3 months. And she had patches of places where her hair, was especially stress related types of things were falling out. And she sent me a picture and you can see the new little hairs growing in. They're like, a third of an inch long. And the interesting thing is they're right next to her old hair, which is gray, and the new ones are coming in black.
Yeah. And that's
like
not a
her regular
miracle
hair
either.
color was.
Right. Antioxidants, as well as blood flow, heal the hair follicles. Again, they heal the hair follicles. So gray is not dead hair. Gray is dying follicles. Dead follicle is bald. Gray hair is dying follicles. And, color hair is, healthy follicles. And so this and it's, like I said, I want you to be clear so that you're scientific in your own understanding. All antioxidants will do this, but high doses are what's needed in order to push it forward. Muscadine, fortunately, we know has scientifically proven high doses of antioxidants. So that's why we're choosing to use this. But you can also add other antioxidants to your diet, eat high in antioxidants. But if you're not eating really good, authentic, organic food grown in untampered soil, you're not getting them. I mean, what kind of antioxidants can you expect from tomatoes grown in the air without seeds, right? So, it might taste good, it might look right, but it's not, your hair follicles aren't going to acknowledge it, right? So that's the science behind this. Muscadine is interchangeable with premium high antioxidant source. And that's the science. You can get books, you can read articles online on the power of antioxidants to change your life. So the power of it, we just talked about it. We have 100 polyphenols. Those are the things we have. We do have vitamin C. We've got fiber for your gut. We've got, of course, the resveratrol. It goes on and on. There is a couple of books, one written by Lynette Domingo on our team. She'll have them in Orlando. There's tons and tons of pages on each and every one of these polyphenols. But you just need to know that we have more than most other fruits, and that they all act together to save our cells and increase our blood flow.
Tanya, can I just make a quick comment about the hair follicles before we move on, just for everyone's benefit? I don't know how many people actually know this, but one of the actual real side effects from having COVID is hair loss. It doesn't happen right away. It happens anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks after having COVID. Your hair falls out like crazy. Eventually it comes back, but in this world of all these new viruses and COVID and everything else, the sooner someone's on a product like this, the likelihood of maybe, who knows, I'll let you all know, because I can tell you for a fact, my hair is just falling out everywhere. I had COVID in the end of July. I was clear on August 5th, and it didn't happen right away, but my hair just started, it's on my clothes. I wipe it off my bathroom floor a couple of times a day. It's everywhere. So it may also be, a benefit or something to actually watch now that people are taking it to help also prevent that from people who have had COVID. Just
I
Can I
have,
ask a question?
yes,
Yeah.
Is it FDA approved? Because I know I've had a few people ask me that, and I'm just not sure.
natural products, anything that is truly 100% food or natural products does not go through the FDA. That's only,
Right, okay.
that's right. So this has
Yes.
no need to, the FDA
Yeah.
can't approve it. We are manufactured in an FDA approved facility,
Okay, thank you.
meaning that what we say is in the product is in the product.
Good,
Okay.
okay,
It doesn't
That's
talk
important.
about if the product's safe or not safe. It is
Right.
100% food-derived antioxidant supplement,
okay.
and therefore
Okay.
does not need the FDA.
Thank you.
Yeah, it is FDA. The Philippines has a very, very conservative FDA because the Philippines believe a lot in natural medicine, and the government tries to protect people from quackery. And so their natural supplements have to go through the FDA, and we are approved there.
Okay.
So that's all I can say. But I also just want quickly, Pam, about your comment with, first of all viruses damage cells. That's the nature. That's why we get sick. The virus is a cell, comes into our body, attaches to our cells, changes them, makes us sick, and circulates in our blood for a long time, right? That's why mononucleosis, which is a virus, can stay with you for a year. Chronic Epstein-Barr, it can stay with you for a long time. So the symptoms of having a serious virus like SARS, COVID-19, or any of the other, there's 50 million people in our country sick right now, not from COVID, but from viruses. That's a part of the whole panic. There's always 50 million people with viruses in our country. Viruses are the leading cause of non-chronic disease, and they do damage our cells. There's an entire theory right now that cancer is a virus, an inflammatory virus that gets into our body, begins to damage our cells, turns them into atypical. Makes them oxidate. If you don't have antioxidation, they turn into cancerous cells that kill other cells and kill you. It's a nice theory, and I think it's going to be scientific reality soon. But honestly, the other thing I need you to know, Pam, not only will it help, right, recover from COVID, but the science is that it helps prevent COVID, particularly muscadine grapes. There was research out of Wake Forest University last year, and I can send you the videos. Really powerful research on 3 things. They did a battery of tests with the COVID virus in the lab, and green tea, muscadine grapes, and dark chocolate. So
Excellent.
one of our breaks in Orlando is going to be green tea, muscadine, and chocolate, guys. We'll have a lot of
There
fun
you
with that.
go.
I wanted to
And there's
put
a nice
ahead,
video
I'm
from a
sorry.
news report that should be in that Muscadine Global that you can show to your friends that talks about that research study.
Yeah.
But and by the way, I had COVID end of August, and Tanya makes it sound like I'm bald in her story. I just have fine hair.
No,
not
I'm
thin hair. See,
sorry.
have
I
hair.
meant fine hair. You have beautiful hair.
Thinning here. So it's not thinning, but the good news is I didn't lose any hair at all from COVID. So, and I've been taking the muscadine throughout, just as part of a natural, healthy, supplementation for in general, and specifically when I had COVID. Recovered well, didn't have any lingering effects, had very mild symptoms. So that's just my story, but
Yes, you have
but did
beautiful
not
hair.
lose
I'm
any hair.
sorry.
You think I had
I
no hair?
was
It's just
balding. I was
fine, see?
balding like in my hairline, like a man. So yeah, I get it though. Anyhow, this is a really important slide, and I'm going to skip through most of these slides after this one, except for one. But this one is the oxygen radical absorbing capacity. So it's the oxidation of the cell that destroys it and causes it to go atypical. Atypical is, no big deal. I lived with atypical cells in my uterus for about 10 years. And then they turned into very aggressive cancer, right? So in retrospect, I should have had my uterus removed, but I was stubborn. But that atypicality, if you will, is the source of all disease, and it's caused by oxidation. So this is research that happens all the time, right? It's called the Orac Scale. And how fast do these sources of antioxidants, how fast do they work, or how strong are they, right? And you can look, I mean, there's a $1 billion business built on noni juice alone as an antioxidant that can cure cancer. But on the Orac scale, it's 17. Let's go to pomegranates. Everyone's running around about, ooh, palm juice and how good it is, 37. Blueberry, ooh, that's getting better, double almost, 77. Cranberries are better than blueberries. Acai, there's whole places in the mall that are just promise you long life and happiness with a bowl of acai, 167. Let's go to the regular grape, which towers over everything else, 273. And make sure when you eat grapes for their real power, because I don't eat muscadine, but I do eat dark red grapes, make sure they have seeds. You take away the seeds, you start taking away their power. The seed is the reproductive energy power of any fruit. You start taking them away, you take away real effective nutrition. Let's jump though to our muscadine, our mighty muscadine, 895. Compare that to 77 in the blueberry. So I have friends that say, oh, don't, I take blueberry extract. I'm like, well, you would have to take 8 of your blueberry extracts to 1 of this MusNatural tablet. So just think about that, because that's why I say, this is the kitty. She doesn't take MusNatural. Excuse me, get down. That's why I always say, this is like your security blanket. Even on the days that I forget anything but my morning, because I'm running, I still have protection because I take 2 or 3 in the morning. But for real, you have to treat this as a food. So when you give people a sample, it's hard because you're giving them 20. And really to see difference, they at least should take 3 per day, spread out over the day like a meal. Because the best way to describe it is that this is steady, consistent nutrition. And you need to eat steady and consistently to keep your blood full of nutrients. So, so that's about our superpower Orac score. This more I want you to study. You'll see what's in the skin. You'll see what's in the seeds. But this is everyone's favorite. And actually, Mike made a little card of this to be a reminder. I've been talking about this the whole time. But if you truly have 3 to 5 minutes to share why you think MusNatural will help someone's health, this is it. The skin and the seeds, they have compounds that have biological and chemical actions on our health. And those actions fall into 3 main categories. Antioxidant, which protects and heals our cells. So the antioxidant goes in there, it's in your bloodstream, of which your cells are a part, of which your organs are just comprised of more cells, and it circulates and infuses. I'd like to make a very creative, artistic video of this. You take the muscadine in the tablet form, and I'm going to talk here about our 2 formats. We have many more in the works, like one with honey for energy, these kinds of things. But 2 formats right now that can help your health and someone else's. The one is a capsule. You take that, goes into your belly. It dissolves in your belly. It acts as fiber. It acts as a probiotic, and it's very healthy to do that. And then it goes through your system, through your blood as an antioxidant, infusing all the healthy cells with more energy and helping to heal the ones that are affected by oxidation. Now, there's another type of muscadine that we have, which is in the liquid format. And those of you who have worked with me for yourselves and others, I always suggest it as acute care. Acute care means somebody is suffering from pain right now. They're suffering from COVID. They're suffering from a sore throat. They're suffering from deep, deep depression, all of those things. Or they have cancer, or they have some kind of systemic challenge. when you take that tincture, whether you put it in a tea, room temperature, don't bleach it, don't make, heat it out, but or you put it under your tongue, and it's a little bitter, tastes like you're chewing seeds, but you just let it there for a minute. That goes into your bloodstream before it hits your stomach, right? Some of it will hit your stomach, but as you swallow and in your mouth, that we know things are absorbed, right? And that will help. And if somebody is in an acute condition, like Cody had strep throat, and the doctor, he had to go back to the doctor in 2 days. And he said, what'd you do? The strep throat is gone. There's no redness. There's nothing. That kid allowed me to put drops under his tongue every hour during the day for 2 days. And he said he felt better right away because it kills the bacteria too, but it works. So acute is really important to think about the liquid, but overall wellness and sustained health and reversal of diabetes and those things, definitely the the capsule form. So that's the antioxidant function. We're going to go now to the blood flow enhancer. Resveratrol is prescribed by European cardiologists. People go to their pharmacy to pick up resveratrol because it acts as a blood thinner. Really, it's not just a blood thinner. It also reduces inflammation and increases it's a roto-rooter without all the technology. It helps the blood flow to the heart, helps the blood flow out of the heart. It is an amazing supplement. And for years now, like nearly 10 years, cardiologists have been saying, go and get resveratrol, but nobody has, and they like it because they don't have to say, go and get grapes, right? Or drink wine. So that's the blood flow enhancement. And another really quick thing you can explain, do your imagination. If blood is flowing, where does it flow to and what increases? Blood now can flow to your brain. So thinking is better, memory is better. There's research on the prevention of early onset dementia and Alzheimer's. So blood flowing to your brain, blood flowing to your eyes increases your vision, improves your vision. I personally went down from a 2 reading glasses to a 1 that in the morning are too strong for me. I don't need them right now. So I love it, right? So venous sufficiency to the eyes. Your heart is protected. Your belly is healthier. Your genital and sexuality. Many of you have heard me joke. It's no joke. There's lots of men that buy this and take it every day, but then they take 6 pills before Saturday night because it actually works. It's a blood flow pusher. It pushes the blood and it doesn't kill you like the other erectile dysfunction drugs will, because they have a bad effect on your heart and blood pressure. The last functionality, the last action is anti-inflammatory. And everyone that you will ever talk to knows all about inflammation now. Dr. Oz, all those people talk about pain is from inflammation. The reason why I needed surgery is all the nerves around the bone, the vertebrae in my back was pressed against the spinal cord, and all the inflammation around the nerves of my spinal cord was causing excruciating shooting pain in my life anytime I moved my lower back. We then put me on this muscadine, put me on a premium antioxidant, and 3 weeks later, the pain was resolved. I also did, at that point, I could do more exercise. So I did a lot more of what we call SFT, which is somatic functional therapy, which is not exercise or physical therapy, but it's like push and pull, release, and the pain is released as you control your muscles. But I couldn't do that in the height of my pain because I was fighting. So inflammation is the cause of so much. They consider it the cause of lupus and autoimmune diseases. They consider it the cause of many types of cancer. So we have real anti-inflammatory action in our product. So it's this little triple wheel that you need to really learn for yourself and how to best explain why people feel better and get healthier on MusNatural and why the research supports it. Are there any questions about this magic wheel? Okay. So I'm gonna just go like this through the rest. There's my back. Yay! That's what I was talking about. This is the bad vertebrae here, and it was pressed up against here. This is the black, where you see black is where there's either gas or inflammation, right, in your body. And when your body pops, I learned all this when I was in pain, like when your neck pops or when your lower back pops, it's the gas that's stuck between things that aren't lined up right? So this was very deep black. You can see how black this was. This was here. There's not even room for gas or anything to be released here. And the doctor, the surgeon, wouldn't even allow me to try physical therapy. Because he said, if they pushed me too hard, this could go back further because it was supposed to be here and damage my spine. Now, I have to put up the new picture. I've got tiny little space. It's not healed by any stretch, but how the doctor says, I can do physical therapy now. I can do more SFT so that we can begin to move this back into position instead of surgery. He was going to go in, believe it or not, he's going to go in and cut this here, just saw this bone so that this could move back. He said it would have taken 6 months for me to feel myself and to walk with energy. So I am so glad. Thank you, really, honestly, for this product. Keep going through. These are things you can learn. This is how it helps you reduce stress in your brain, in your body. Research, clinical research, 95% of all disease and pain in our body is caused by stress and anxiety that then affects the muscles and chemicals in our body. It's that simple. There's not a chicken and an egg. They both happen at the same time. Of course, if you fall and you hurt your knee, you're going to be stressed out about it. And that pain will cause a cascade of hormones that cause chronic pain, and vice versa. If you're just depressed, if everything in your life is awful, if there's a pandemic around you, that begins to move your muscles in unhealthy ways that will cause chronic pain. Blood circulation improvement. These are the things that resveratrol and other polyphenols prevent. And we're going to go just our disclaimer. You always have to say, hey, we're not doctors. We're not infallible. This is what we can say based on research. If you want to get the thousands of clinical trial pages and clinical studies, here's the address, and we'll send you a book and a very thick biography. What do they call that? Index of articles. So that's it. We've got one powerful grape, one premium antioxidant product, and it turns your life around. So that's the product. You know, guys, and you can ask anybody that's on my team, you know, I'm one that has always demonized MLMs as creating expectations that can't be met with products that are far overpriced and demanding from people time that they never get paid for, all that stuff. And while we have, for instance, the best commission policies, we don't penalize anybody when your people drop out, and most people drop out. I mean, that's unless you're really working with people who have health problems and this has helped them. That's why I'm very careful who's on the team. But I learned very quickly that if you develop a team and there's two ways to sell this product, and we'll talk about that, and they just promote it and allow people to try it, you make money. And, you know, we are going to be going retail with this. We're going to, and I share this very confidentially, but now I'm recording it, but there will be retail to physicians and to nurses that they want to give it to their patients. Like my doctor, but he couldn't take it if it was an MLM. He wouldn't be allowed to. So we will have this retail. The good news, it will be more expensive retail. But it's important that you know that all we want to do is help people get to their optimal health with one thing. There are people who are willing, Pam, to take 50 supplements and hope for the best. I am not one of those people. Even with cancer, I'm saying, oh, no, that smells bad. I'm not going to take that. but because my body just didn't want to take all those capsules, it's just my stomach was averse to it. This is easier, especially with the tincture. It's just even people who are 80 years old and can't swallow food, this will help them. So here's the way to live MusNaturally. I tell people, look, you could just be a customer, man. That benefits me. I get money per bottle that you buy. So I appreciate if you buy it from me, because this is my business. This is my business. And getting $10 from your bottle is great, because I want 100 customers and that's good money for me. But please, I'm doing this because I want you to be a testimony. They become a regular customer, they get 10% of every dollar spent to use as cash on future purchases. You can become a muscadine health educator, that's what I call it, and retail MusNatural in your healthcare practice, wellness studio, health store, and we'll show you how to make up to 40% retail on these bottles. You can enroll, as you all have on this phone, except for Elba, who is a director, as a basic IQMK distributor. You share the science, guys, and the results, and you help people really improve their life. At that point, you will get regular residual income from your customers, from what your distributors buy, what their people buy, and it goes on for 5 levels, and that's the MLM, right? Is to encourage teamwork so that you are commissioned on the lowest levels. People say, "Ooh, they don't do that in corporate America." Sure they do. I've been vice presidents of big companies. I get commissioned on how many sales are happening on the floor of my company. You get a bonus. They don't call it commission. They call it your bonus, right? The president, the CEO, we all get bonused on how people work. It's no different. And then lastly, you can really become, a 50% to a full-time serious business builder or director, and you make a commitment to not only help people be healthy and to keep, I'm keeping a book of people, what they say. It's like, wow, this is my karma. See, God, see? But also committed to my own financial future and helping open this in different countries and helping open it in different cities where people have a wide range of growth opportunities. And right now, everyone that's on the phone, you are in the first, just as the first level of the build out in this country. And that will go to probably about 10,000 before there's another level. And where I think it starts getting like, oh, I don't know, it's like 30,000 distributors, where it's really hard to sell to somebody who's not heard the product. So, that's when MLLs either change altogether, sell to someone else who buys out the downlines, all those kinds of things, because, there's a point when, unless you're coming out, which we will be coming out with new exciting products like Mary Kay did or others, there's really not much else to buy. So you've got to keep growing and investing in your people and really help people make money at this, not just at the MLM, because that will happen eventually. That's not the big money right away. And when I say big money to me is $50,000 to $1 million a year in this business, which the average successful business builder in an MLM earning between 40 and 70. And this is across all different companies, right? But at this point in time, there's bigger opportunities than that 40 to 70 because we're brand new. And there's all kinds of ways to make money and get this product and the brand and its effects out there. So that's
I
my
apologize.
presentation. Yes,
Tanya,
dear.
I've got to head out. I apologize.
But you heard
I really
everything.
appreciate your time, and I have lots of notes, so I'm really excited about going over this today.
All right. And please call me back. Let me know if
I
you
will.
have any questions, okay?
I will. I'm sure
Okay.
I will. Thank you so
Good.
much for your time. Have a wonderful day,
problem.
everyone.
Okay, bye-bye. And I
Bye.
think we lost Sabrina too, but are you guys there? Alba, you're there. Pam, you're there. Can I answer any questions immediately for you guys? Thank you. I hope that was helpful.
I thought that was great. Lots of good information. I'll just add one thing to it, is Tanya was talking a lot about the anti-cancer properties of resveratrol. I had done some research on this when I worked at a major health system in Michigan, and we were doing studies against treating killing brain cancer cells with resveratrol, which is very effective for that. But what some recent research shows that the full grape extract, including the seeds and the skins, is actually 50 times more effective. So every day there's more information coming out. So if you're interested in research or you have questions about research, feel free to reach out to me.
Yeah, Dr. Albert, oh my goodness, I just talked through too much in this Zoom meeting. Dr. Alba is truly an amazing resource on the research, and she doesn't speak unless it's true. And that's really cool. She's my sounding board for a lot of things. Pam, do you have any questions that I can answer right now? And then I'll move on forward and wait for you guys to text me or let me know if you need any help.
Okay, I don't know if y'all can hear me or not because
We
I'm in the
can.
car. Okay, I transitioned to the car and I can't see if I can. Anyway, I don't have any questions. I need to absorb everything. I wish I could carry you around and just play you.
I'm going to put this up though. I'm going to put this up and you can have access to it and I'll send everybody the link.
Okay. I have some other questions as it relates to a website and some other things that are other tools that I don't know about because it's all so new, but you and I hopefully will get together. And I was also hoping that maybe we could also take a look at the supplements that I and my husband actually do take and eliminate the things that I don't need now that we're both on the product.
Okay, good. No, we're happy to do that. And Alba was coming in this weekend for that event that I was having for the networking and craft market, but I'm canceling that because I just didn't have the response, and it's a lot of work and everybody is committed to Sunday things. So I'm not going to be doing that. So I don't know if Alba's coming in, but if she's not, maybe we can do it by phone, or I can come to your house. I can come to your house and then we can get Alba on Zoom.
That's fine. I would,
okay.
If you don't mind, I'd appreciate that because
Yeah,
you can take
too much.
You can take too much, and then everything's fighting each other.
Right, for sure.
Or you get overload. Anyway.
Yeah, that's true, and that's why I'm limited now to vitamin D, MusNatural, and when I feel a cold coming on, zinc and C. But I try to keep it clean so that I can listen to my body. All right, we are over time.
All right, thanks everyone.
Thank you. And I'll talk to you soon, Alba. Thank you guys. Take care. Bye.